All right, so take two. Now we're going live. Now we're going live. We are getting all the things together, and I appreciate you for the patience today as I start getting all of the back end together. I was trying to do it from Zoom, but Zoom wasn't connecting to it. Anyway, welcome to Monetize Your Expertise Day One Challenge. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get all the information in. I am also setting up the windows so I can stream and show you a little bit of the PowerPoint presentation. So have some grace with me. As always, I am navigating through this new scene. I'm loving it because I got to appreciate anytime I try something new and what ends up happening as I am trying new. So we are in the screen right now. I am opening up the back end so we can get the PowerPoint popping in for us. And today is all about basically taking your expertise, the things that you are amazing at, and how do we now take the things that you're amazing and turn that into something that we can monetize later on in our journey. I'm going to be sharing with you some really cool strategies that I wanted to make sure that you have access to today. Let me put it in presentation mode. And once it's in presentation mode, I'm going to come back over to YouTube and get you guys all set back up over here. Once again, like I said, a lot of this is me navigating some new territory, and I appreciate it because if you don't practice now, you're never, ever, ever, ever gonna get it. And you know me, if I like to just keep practicing until practice, 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 make perfect. So at this stage now, where here we go. I can pull it up. I can share screen now. Let's see if that works for us. Perfect. Should be in presentation mode. All right. Now we're back in service. We're good over here. All right. Hi, guys. It only took me 15 minutes to get my life together, but I got it together. That's the most important part. Where there's a will, there's a way. And the reason why I decided to actually try and do something different today is because I wanted to um, try and see if I can have this now stored in YouTube instead of being stored in Facebook, because Facebook isn't keeping information longer than 30 days. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you're following. Of course, if you're subscribed, then you can send me messages and I can see your messages inside of our chat. Once again, brand new scene. I'm doing this for 2 days. I'm doing it today and tomorrow at the same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Make sure I could do all the things here too. All right, great. You guys are here. Perfect. All right, so we're all into unlocking your expertise, unlocking your signature expertise. I just want to double check on my phone that it's working well. Thank you for your grace. All right, perfect. I can see it from my phone. Guys, say hi so I know you guys can hear and see me fine also. I just popped it in on my page just to make sure that we're good. Today is all about unlocking your signature expertise, learning how to identify your unique strengths and position yourself as the go-to expert in your field. We're going to be mastering the audience attraction and messaging, defining a little bit more about your ideal client, learning a little bit more about messaging, and then, of course, trying to build a visibility system so that you can have more consistent success. As is day one, we're going to identify and position your expertise. So transform your knowledge into a profitable offer. We want to focus on identifying what makes you so unique and how do we position it in front of your ideal clients. You know, learn how to craft a compelling offer that communicates value. And then in a space giving you more confidence to start monetizing your expertise. So all of that's going to be done today should you stay focused and stay on top of us. First of all, we're going to talk about transforming knowledge into profit, crafting a compelling offer, and also personalizing your action plan. Who am I? I'm Dr. Ali Griffith. Hey guys, I am your executive life business strategy coach. I'm here to help you with strategy and your growth. I'm also retreat experience host and team development strategist for those of you who want to do retreats and enjoy traveling. If traveling is your expertise, we can talk about monetizing that today a little bit. And then I love communications and transition as a speech language pathologist and audiologist. I love to support people in that process in communications and in transitioning from one space into another space, right? For those of you who are transitioning from job into executive or from mom into business person, how do we get that done? I'd help you a lot with that process, how to do it with ease. And then, well, for those who don't know, I'm an autism mompreneur. My son is 18 years. Everybody should know it's Zachary. And I love helping him navigate life as he journeys from his own acceptance into independence. And you'll hear more about that. This is where you've seen me before. For those who go, I've seen you before. And this was all basically me monetizing who I am, my little expertise, the things that I feel an expert in. I love dressing and fashion and being in front of the camera. It's what turns me completely on, right? Once the camera's on, I'm on. And as a result of that, ensuring communication skills and my business skills, I've been featured in these featured following places that you see below. And this is also for those who just feel overwhelmed. If you're feeling overwhelmed by trying to create that perfect offer, instead of focusing on what will actually convert, we'll talk a little bit about that for those who are just focused on something being perfect, instead of what we think that we can actually convert and create profit and more impact out there. And then a lot of you are overcomplicating the process. You're overcomplicating the process because I have clients and I have served thousands of people over time. And one of the things I've noticed they all have in common is that they can make this process super complicated. When I say monetize your expertise, they're like, oh my gosh. And what they're doing is they're trying to create this perfect offer. They sometimes get stuck in it being trying to be perfect, perfectionism. That was me too, making it super hard to take action. The key we're going to share about today is about simplifying and focusing on the essentials that will actually resonate with your audience and deliver results. So I want you to focus on simplifying the process, right? Making sure it's super simplified. And then sometimes we're out here and we have our expertise, but we're noticing no one's engaging. Nobody's paying attention to what we're doing. And if your message doesn't speak clearly to their needs and desires, your audience will eventually tune you out. What is she talking about? I don't know what's going on. And it's not about creating that perfect offer. It's all about directly solving problems that sparks authentic engagement. So you want to be out here, you want to be solving problems, and you want to make sure that people are engaging with you. So say hi. Your hi does matter. That's one of my favorite things when I go live, because I want to make sure that people know that their hi matters. It's not just popping in just to listen to me and popping in to watch me, but I want to make sure as a result of showing up that you get what you need also, right? It's not just me speaking, but you receiving the information you need to receive. And then some of us are out there reaching the wrong people. Like, it doesn't matter how great your offer is. If the right audience isn't seeing it, then we can be having the best thing that we have since sliced cheese, but the wrong people following or the wrong people seeing the information. So without a clear focused strategy for attracting your ideal clients, you're going to continue to struggle with conversion and having people actually pay for the things that you have. And this happens to all of us out here as we're out here doing all the things and trying to be super relevant and super pertinent to everything else. What we miss sometimes is that we often miss the opportunity to have a clear, focused strategy. So let me make sure I'm doing a quick pop in over here. So as we're in YouTube right now and we're talking about having a clear, focused strategy, we're speaking about attracting your ideal clients and how when we struggle with conversion, it's because we need to reach those who are primed and eager for your expertise. Not just here to show up, but just primed and eager to find out more. They want to know like what else is happening. I want to know. They want to know what else is going on out there, and not only that they want to know what's happening, but they want to know, well, what makes you an expert to the space. So one of the things I like to show is you always want to make sure you're dropping credibility spaces. Like, why should I be listening to you is usually the topic that a lot of people will come up in their head. Like, you're great, I like watching you and all, but why should I even listen to you? And it's consistently showing up and making sure that we are showing our credibility, making sure that people are aware that it matters when we show up, and just making sure that you're here to let them know that other possibilities are happening outside and that you are the one that can answer and help them out through the process. And then personal branding isn't just about showing up, right? It's about showing up with intention. Without a strategy to communicate your unique value, your efforts will lack direction and it'll fail to generate the sales, leads, and recognition. So you got to continuously speak about what makes you so unique. And it really does require consistency. It doesn't just require showing up once, but it requires showing up as often as possible. Somebody say as often as possible. So, guys, if you're catching me inside of my Facebook group, make sure you join me in YouTube. In YouTube, I post the link below. That's where you can see the slides. You can see me live. You can see more information. It's all free. It's day one. We're just talking about monetizing your expertise. And the slides show you can see more about that inside of our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so you can leave me messages and we can keep tracking and going further along. So now we're into transforming knowledge into profit. And you really have to learn how to turn your expertise into an offer that sell. And sometimes people are questioning, well, which one out of all the things that I do amazingly well, which one should I really focus on monetizing? And I always tell people the key is you got to do some research, right? A lot of people just want to jump in and just show up and present things. You got to find out, what do the people need? Like, ask questions, go to groups, research, Google, find out what is most needed in the area of what you're having. So one of the things that I do is I like to find out what is that hot topic or trending space at this moment for the year. Before the year starts, you want to find out what is going to be trending this year. What are people going to be looking for? Because it's not just what's happening right now, but you want to know what's happening over time, right? You don't just want to know what's their challenge right now. You want to know what's the bigger challenge. And once you know what's the bigger challenge, then you start to draw that back to what you have to offer. So I like to know what's going on in the world first. I like to pay attention to people. I like to ask questions. I want to make sure that whatever offer I'm creating, it's because I'm out here and I'm aware that this is a problem. Like, this is a serious problem. So I know when I show up, I'm showing up in front of the right audience. I'm showing up in a space where I'm solving some immediate problems. Now, people may not be ready to buy now. People may not be ready to say yes now, but people are paying attention. And that's the key with it all. You want to make sure, because people don't recognize what you stand for. If they don't recognize what you stand for and they don't even know that you even exist, they won't remember you, they won't refer you, and they definitely won't buy from you. So you want to make sure that you're in a place that you are definitely clear on what's happening, what people are doing. You got to be in the know and the how, and you got to be able to do your research. If we're not researching, then we're just creating offers that we think sounds great, but the people will let you know that's not what we need. And it's okay, right? So there are times when I've created offers or created things, and I thought it was great. I did the research. I thought it was the perfect time, and a lot of trial and error is giving it a try, and a lot of misses happen. And I want us all to be clear on that. A lot of misses happens before the hits, right? So when we are out here and we're getting nervous about the fact, and I gotta clean my screen. When we're getting nervous of the fact that we're not seeing the hits, we're getting like this one, or they didn't move forward with this one, and it can truly take all of our energy out. It can make us feel like, if, oh my gosh, I really don't know what I'm doing. and it can really discourage us. But what I want to encourage you in today is that don't get caught up in the smoke, right? Everything is not going to hit. Everything is not always going to be the one. And those who you're seeing that are successful today are the ones who navigated through the rough times, are the ones who did the research, who stayed in the game, and who were able to pivot at the right time. Sometimes we got to learn to pivot in the process. And if we're not pivoting in the process and we're just staying gung ho, like this is how it must be, it could only be one certain way, then that's where the disappointment will happen. So as you begin to monetize your expertise out there, you got to do more research. You got to ask questions. You got to give it more tries. And you got to be okay when things sometimes do not pan out, when the misses happen. Learn from the mistakes, learn from it. Like I am now in a season of doing this transition now from going live inside of Zoom, which I tried. Hi, mama. I tried going live inside the group. Now I'm going to be shifting from inside of Facebook into doing more lives inside of YouTube. So that's why inside of my Facebook group, I posted the YouTube channel where you guys can come and catch me over there, because I got to be able to move with the times, right? I got to be able to shift and pivot with what's happening out here. So I want you guys to be thinking and doing the same. And all of this is happening as you are beginning to monetize your expertise. I've shared with my group, as a result of me doing this shift, but surely I'm gaining more followers, more subscribers inside of YouTube. Slowly but surely, my watch time is increasing. So we got to be able to be okay with the misses that happen, because all of my things and offers that I launch, all of the programs that I launch, all of the things that I launch, they are all not all hits. There are lots of misses that happen. But the one thing I can guarantee you is that growth will happen. People will continue and they will try. And the great thing about this session today, it being in YouTube, is those who don't catch it now, I can leave it up as public and people can catch it as far off as years from now. I don't have to worry about that. And the second thing is, if I want to privatize it, then I can just change it to private, and only people with the links can have it, right? So there's so many other options that can happen inside of this space as opposed to what I was doing before. So I'm okay with the process and I'm okay with the shifting in the process. So thank you. All right, so let's talk crafting a compelling offer. It's important for us to develop an offer that communicates the value you provide. You gotta let people know the value you provide. Because if you don't let people know your value, let me take a sip. If people are not recognizing your value, then they get to stake claim and decide what your value is. And you don't want other people determining your value. You want to be able to say out front, you want to be able to let them know your value. You want to be able to let them know the value of your offer. And all of that comes into play. And if you are not clear on communicating your value, then that's when people will begin to lose the thought that you are valuable. So you have to be the one that is knowledgeable on your value. That's where the street comes from. That's where the expertise comes from. That's where the experience comes from. Let people know your experience that you've done. Let them know why you're at this space now, why you want to now provide this opportunity or offer to them. And as always, it has to speak to their needs. So they got to know the value. They got to know, as a result of me helping you with this, as a result of this offer, the value is your changed life. The value is you showing up. The value is you stop discrediting your expertise. The value is you're allowing yourself to fail. You're allowing yourself to miss, and you're allowing yourself the opportunity to dust yourself off and get back up in there. Get back in the game, get back in the process, and stop giving up on yourself. So I know it could feel like a struggle times, but you got to know your value and you got to be able to speak towards your value so that people will be able to know what is your value. So as you begin to craft that compelling offer, one of the things I want you to understand is you want to create an offer that engages with your existing audience, whoever it is that you know already, the people who have come to you before, whatever it is that you're creating as that offer, it got to meet the needs of someone that's already there, right? So I always look in terms of who needs me right now. Like last week, Thursday. My mom and I, we went to have a table at a social works association event, a social workers event conference. And at the conference, there were so many people asking me about autism. There were so many people asking me for clarity. There's so many people who wanted me to share more about Zachary's journey and how we're now at 18 and how he's got to where he is. As I began to explain to them, I'm realizing that this is my current audience, the people who are already there, right? The people who are asking you the questions now. So as you begin to create your offer, think about who's there now, who needs what you have now. And then how are you going to show up as an authority? How are you going to share insights, and you're going to comment on other places? You're going to give free value like I'm doing now. You're going to share what you already know. You're going to do podcast interviews. You got to show up, right? You got to show up as the authority. And as you show up as the authority, people begin to trust and then begin to then invest in you. And then you want to position yourself in conversations. I mentioned this last month when we were talking about increasing your visibility, so that the next time someone says, I need help, your name comes up. So you got to do this enough times that people begin to position you as that. So as I began to speak more about autism, as I began to speak more about business, people began to hear about me, and it continued going around until referrals was happening. You wanted to be able that you're all over, you're consistently at this space, making sure you're sharing your information authentically, right? Somebody type out the word authentically, showing up authentically. And as you continue showing up authentically as yourself, people will begin to think of you or think of your offer when they say they need help. Hey, Babita, I see you, Lorraine. I see you guys popping in. I'm in YouTube, so make sure you follow my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, because this is where I'll be going more live, is inside of my YouTube channel. So take this moment right now and join us inside of YouTube. You can either watch the presentation or just subscribe so you can catch us at other times. And if you are questioning where in YouTube to find me, you can find me at Dr. Ali Griffith. I'm inside of YouTube, and or go to the link inside of the thread, and you'll be able to see the link right inside of the thread. So, oopsie, press something. Let me make sure. All right, great. So we're going to continue with the next one. Let me move forward. I want to make sure I maximize this time. I want to get off at a good time for you guys tonight. And then the last part of it is, in creating that compelling offer, you want to think about your own action plan. What's your action plan to actually go out there and create your offer? I believe everybody should have an offer. Somebody type out the word, everybody should have something you are offering out there. Everybody should be making money just by being yourself. Even if you come out and you want to help someone by listening to them, you want to come out, you want to help them clean, you come out, you want to help them cook. If you are around and you are in existence, you can monetize yourself. When I hear that people have challenges with money, I'm like, how much did we go out there? What did we create? Did we get stuck inside of something that didn't work? And when it didn't work, we just gave up? Or did we pivot with the process, right? And if one thing doesn't work, go back in and let's see how we can develop it and shift it to something else. And you want to create a plan to take action, right? You don't want to just have this offer out there and it's in your pocket. How many of us, we create things and we don't want to show it? We don't want to do it. We don't want to put it together. We don't want to create it. We don't want to do it. We want to have it, but we don't want to create the money. We want to blink and the money just shows up in our pocket, not realizing it does require immediate action for you to move your business forward. And then when you're thinking about yourself, like, hey, they need me, I can also train other people. So I can train someone else to do what I do. So I don't always have to be the one. And I can make a percentage off of just the few people that come in instead of me, right? And that's when the business mind comes into place, and that's where businesses are formed. First, it starts with the CEO, and then from the CEO, it's someone else who then creates more people, who have other people imitating the model or the framework of whatever they did, right? If it's a cleaning business, you're starting out there, you know how to clean, you just know how to clean. Eventually you get somebody else, you teach them with your technique, you teach them your system, then they go out and they bring in money, and you get a percentage over what they do. So now you don't only get percentage when you show up, but you get a percentage when others are showing up. So you got to be able to be out there, and you got to give it a try. You got to keep trying out there because you never know what exactly is going to be hitting. In YouTube, I'm also showing right now. So if you're in my Facebook group, make sure you jump into YouTube. So I'm sharing the visual, the video over here in case you think I'm just rambling. I'm not. This is the video. Let me turn it around so y'all can see. So that's the video. So I'm in YouTube right now, going through step-by-step process of monetizing your expertise. All right, almost done. We're going to talk about creating a plan. Your plan can be 30 days or it can be 90 days. Today, I'm just going to share an overview of 90 days because we did it last month and we're getting into Q2. So I wanted to make sure if you don't join me tomorrow when we do the 30-day, I'm going to talk about the 90 days. So you want to batch content and schedule ahead. You don't have to post daily. You can schedule a month in advance. You want to repurpose high-performing content. Whatever worked well outside before, whatever worked before, use it again. And then, of course, as always, I'm going to say AI, AI, AI. I know many of us hate it, but I want us to learn to love it and use it for what it can help us to do. Remember, smart, stable, sustainable consistency beats short-term effort. So you got to be out there. You got to be consistent. You got to be trying. You can't just be doing it once, but we got to do it more than once. And a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. So remember your gift, what makes you amazing, what makes you unique, what makes you an expert in what you're doing is because it's your gift. God gave you this gift and your gift will make room for you. Your gift will make room for you and your gift will bring you in front of great people. So I'm going to always stay with this so that you understand Proverbs 18 verses 16, if you want to know where we got that one from. And of course, our good old Gary V, the best marketing strategy over there is to care. The best business tool is to care. The best creating your offer is to care. The best monetizing tool is to care. Everything starts with when you care enough to give your very best. So I want to remind you that tomorrow we'll be starting at 7 p.m. It'll be a quick 30-minute conversation like it was today. Join me inside of YouTube if you want to catch the slides. If you want to catch the replay of the slides, make sure you join in my YouTube page and subscribe. And if you're in YouTube, make sure you definitely leave some questions and you know what your thoughts are. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is March 25, 26, 26. We're going to set up income streams with your expertise. We'll dive into monetizing your expertise. Today, we got a little bit clearer on what makes us unique and how we're going to create that signature offer. We'll talk about courses and consulting. We'll develop some pricing strategies, 30-day content strategy. So it's all about setting up income streams, pricing strategies, and 30-day content strategy tomorrow. Let me know if you'll be there. Let me know if you'll be there. Also, let me know what was your takeaway, right? What's the value of this session? What did you hear that you needed to hear? Sorry the tech wasn't working before, but like I told you, I'm doing something brand spanking new and I'm loving it. I'm loving the growth through the process, right? I love to grow through the process. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to be about it. I'm going to show you what it looks like to get started on something new, what it looks like when the misses happen. Because sometimes you guys get to show up when everything is all glossy and everything is all perfect. And you're looking at the stream and you're like, wow, Dr. Ali does this and does that. But you miss these times when I'm trying it for the first time. And instead of me using Zoom or trying Zoom and it not sharing, let me jump directly into YouTube and see if we can get it moving like that. And this is the space I want you guys to come in with so you understand that what starting and monetizing your expertise looks like. It looks like a lot of trial. It looks like a lot of failure. It looks like a lot of getting up and continue moving. And then it also looks like success for those that are consistent, for those who are persistent, for those who are able to stay the course, y'all. That's why you got to do the things that God has given you. You got to do your gift. You got to step into your gift, step into what God has given you. So it does not feel like work. It feels like this is what I was purposed to do. So even though I have all the things happening in my life, and for those who know me closely know a lot is happening with me this year, and there's a lot of transitioning. I'm super into getting Zachary together for his next level. A lot of things are happening with the shift and transitioning into my business, trying to make sure I finish up Zachary's book, his brand. And I'm also in that space where I am still in my with my investor who this year requires a lot out of me, and I'm okay with that, right? I gotta understand that some years I get to do it, some years I don't, some years I pivot, years, there's a shift in the move. Either way, I'm grateful to God. Either way, I'm going to keep showing up in purpose. Either way, I will continue to grow, and I will continue to pivot in the process. So I love you. Have a blessed and amazing day. Make sure you are following and subscribing to my Dr. Ali Griffith YouTube channel. Don't miss out. I go live in there during the day too. So it's super fun what I do inside of there. And I'm enjoying this new space too. So I'll catch you guys. Love you. Have an amazing day. Let me close up here inside of Facebook. I did a quick live inside of Facebook, and the coolest thing about going live inside of Facebook is that it doesn't last longer than 30 minutes, but this one in YouTube will last. Have a blessed and amazing day, y'all. And thanks for popping in and joining me, Mama. See you tomorrow.